What's up, Machinima? This is BioHunta here, and I got something special for you guys, as this will probably be the first match that gets uploaded of the Frag Cup 2 Qualifier that Machinima is hosting for its Frag Cup 2 tournament, and it's also being helped out by FragNation.com, who is running the brackets. So, as you can see, it is Halo 3, which I'm a big fan of, and as such, I was very eager to get into this tournament and to start poning some noobs. My team, the good, the bad, and you, is comprised of me, Knight of Light, who is another Machinima Respawn director, Trigonometry, and Mikwin. And if you guys have any arguments with the name or want to flame it at all, please direct your anger and hate towards Knight of Light. He is the official recipient of anger and hate. His email is, no, that would be very bad if I posted his private email. He'd be very upset with me and he'd punch me in the face, or at least he'd try. No, anyways, I have not included TeamSpeak in this game intentionally, as there's two things I want to talk about, and they're both reasons as to why the setup of this tournament is not very good in its current state. And before I get into that, I'm point out that I'm about to fail here. I try to commando that lunge that guy. I must have thought this was Call of Duty. And I'm going to fast forward here, so preparing to fast forward. Fast forward! Yeah, just fast forward here. Nothing big happens. We just trade some kills for a while. Neither team really gets a foothold. No caps or nothing. So yeah, and I think I just get pooped on. So I'm like, yeah, I'll fast forward here. Yeah. But no, the two things I want to talk about are the maps that they have chosen for this tournament, and also the inclusion of European teams. So they've included 7 maps for this tournament, and there's 3 of them that I have really big problems with because of how unfair they are. The 3 maps are Construct, High Ground, and Epitaph. Thankfully, on Frag Nation, I've looked at the forums. They are already doing a poll to get rid of both High Ground and Construct. However, Epitaph is still going to be included in the brackets in the tournament so far. So hopefully that'll change, and they'll include some other maps instead. But basically, why the maps are unfair is not so much that 2 of them are asymmetrical, but it's just the way that they've set them up, how they have the power weapons and the lifts. And so, for example, on Epitaph, the team that spawns with the big lift behind them, you would think they have the advantage because, hey, they can quick go up that lift and they have rockets. Bam, game over, right? Well, the thing is, there's only 2 rocket shots in that rocket. It does not have a second reload. And so what the other team will do is they will grab the team's flag and they will throw it into that lift. So before you know it, that flag is already halfway across the map, probably in less than 3 seconds if you're really fast. So that flag can be capped in less than 10 seconds, while the other team, they have to grab the flag, hoof it all the way across the map while, you know, people are spawning behind them and grenades are flying across their face trying to melt them. So I think that map is very unfair. So if you disagree with me, that is completely fine. Please post the comments as to why. I'd appreciate it. The second map that I think is unfair is High Ground. And obviously at first glance you're going to think, hey, the team with the high ground, quote unquote, is going to have the advantage. You know, they got the base, they got the high ground, they got overview of the map, they got all this cover. But in truth, it is the other team that has the advantage, the beach spawn. The reason why that is when the team who spawns in the base tries to cap the beach's flag, they have a very hard time getting out of there. The team that spawns on the beach, they spawn on that ridge behind the flag, so they have like an overview of basically half the map that the flag has to get through before it can find any cover. So it is very difficult to run that flag as you die very fast. The team that spawns on the beach, they have a much easier time capturing the other team's flag because as soon as they grab that flag, they already have a ton of cover and they have like 4 different ways they can go that all include cover. So basically once they get out of the base, it's game over, as that the team that spawns in the base, they also spawn way back behind the missile silos so they can get spawn trapped very easily. To show how unfair this map is, my team played the #1 team on the ladder right now, who is an MLG team. They've gone to MLG and they have 146 points. My team has no points, and I've been to a couple MLG events, and so has Mikwin. We beat them 5-0. I mean, they didn't stand a chance. We were pretty equally skilled teams, but because of the spawn system, we just demolished them. So it's very unfair. And for a bit more proof, we played on Narrows, and that was a very fair game. It came down to the wire. In the last minute, they pulled out a flag cap and won 2-1. So, I mean, if one game they beat us 2-1, the next game we beat them 5-0, I think it's pretty apparent that that map is unfair. And that was the first time we had played that map, too. So we just got the lucky spawn. The third map, Construct, I won't go into. As I said before, they plan on taking out High Ground and Construct, so hopefully those will be gone by the time the formal tournament runs around, so I won't bore you guys with any more descriptions of why I believe the maps are unfair. If you disagree with me, or if you agree with me, please post it in the comments, as I'm sure Machinima will be checking them out and seeing if people agree with me, and if enough people do, maybe they'll do something about it and they will change the maps around. The second thing that I have against the setup of this tournament is the inclusion of European teams. The reason I have a qualm or an argument against this is because of host advantage. Basically, if two similar skilled teams compete, one from North America, one from Europe, the team that has host is going to win, hands down. Even if they're slightly slightly unbalanced, if one team's better than the other, the host team is still going to win. It would take a very large skill gap for the team without host to win. A very large skill gap. The reason for this is the host himself is basically God, and his three teammates are angels, while the other team is the humans, pretty much at their disposal, at their whim of God and his angels. Now, that's a bad metaphor, but you guys you get what I'm saying. The host is in God mode; he can just rape and poop on kids, while the team 4,000, 5,000 miles across the Earth on the other side of the Atlantic pond is basically at a huge disadvantage because they're going to be in yellow bar the whole game, while the host team will be in full green bar. And so the host, he'll be in God mode. His three teammates will have really good connections, while the the four members of the other team, they're going to be in yellow bar the whole time, which is basically probably about a half a second delay, which is huge in Halo. I mean, so many shots won't count. It'll be so much easier for the other team's shots to count. It is very unfair. Unfortunately, I see no way at this point to work around it. I mean, there's no midway area that you could give like an equal host advantage. I mean, there's no island out in the middle of the Atlantic between Europe and North America that you could get Shore Wars out there to go host a game. So, hey Anthony, we want you to go out into a boat in the middle of the Atlantic to host a game. Is that cool? What the? No. But yeah, there's really no way to work around it. So, I don't know what they're gonna do. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you are into Modern Warfare 2 or Halo videos at all, please check out my channel. The link is in the description. And also, if you have any comments on the arguments I have given against the inclusion of those maps, please be sure to list them, as Machinima may be checking them out. So, thanks guys.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter. There you'll find the latest updates from our premier directors and the Machinima Respawn team.